Hello, it's Kay. Welcome to the 12th episode of my life journey. In my last video, I talked and shared about the importance of having a clear vision, setting precise goals, and how to handle mistakes constructively. Over the past weeks, and better say past week, I've been practicing those minor lessons, you know, as much as possible, diligently. And today I want to talk about something just as crucial as those minor lessons, and that is developing the right characteristics for self transformation and self improvement, I can say. I had a conversation with my life coach this week, and I asked a question, a very important question from him. I asked him, what characteristics does someone on a path of growth, has to have? Why did I ask this question? You know, Whenever I looked at people who are on top, people who are already made and successful, you know, it was like, yeah, something is different about this person, this guy, this girl, this woman, or this man is, you know, living and carrying himself, or this woman is just acting on a different frequency, a different energy. Do you feel what I mean? I always wondered that, what do they think? What is their mindset? How is, what are their characteristics that made them that person? And sometimes when you look at them, you kind of can realize that, okay, with this type of a personality and energy, of course, a successful person will appear eventually. And yeah, uh, I asked this question, and he was kind of surprised to hear me talking about that. But it seemed that he had a lot to share. He explained to me that, yeah, of course, there are traits and characteristics that we can embody and add to ourselves that can eventually, little by little, slightly and slowly make us, or turn us to that person. If I want to say about my performance in the past couple of weeks and in the past month, I mean, if I want to compare myself, I feel mentally more clear than ever. My focus levels are on top, and I think there is uh, you know, a lot of better states that I can reach. But yeah, I can say I have been, developing some positive energies. I've found myself caring less about distractions and negativity, and uh, overall, I can say I'm a lot more confident. And by now, I'm convinced that these lessons are working in, reshaping my personality uh, very slowly. He got actually very happy to hear me asking such a question. And he said, character is actually the backbone of our journey. He started by explaining that a successful person has a very serious character. It all summarizes and, abbreviates in this one single word: seriousness. Being serious in what you're doing, how you are doing it, and, all the single aspects of your life. It's just one word, but, and let's say, ocean of thoughts and words, I think, follow it. Let me break it down to you this way. I also noted down some things to not miss anything from our conversation. He said, we are talking about someone who prioritizes their goals and time and energy. And it's not about being selfish in a negative way, but actually in a positive way. Do you feel what I mean? This kind of a person is actually gentle and kind. He insisted a lot on this word, being gentle. And you know, in interactions with people, he's very he looks like he or she looks like very reliable and very gentle and very, easy to interact with. But at the same time, uh, aside from maintaining a positive demeanor, when it's time to concentrate on what matters in their life, they become almost impenetrable, too committed and focused. Do you feel what I mean? Like like a poker face, no smile, no laugh. Just sharply focused on the task that needs to be done. It's actually the hardest part is finding that balance. You know what I mean? It's actually very challenging to have a very serious personality, but not becoming too much or not being angry or being negative. Actually, that is the hardest part because people who are serious always, lack in this aspect in social life. They always suffer because they are, not that much touchable. But on the other side, people who are not serious can't get things done, but they're actually very cool and chill people to interact with. He insisted that we want something in between. Do you feel what I mean? He emphasized on finding a balance, actually. And he said it's crucial to obey ethics and being a very respectful person uh, in relationships and in interactions with anyone. But on the other side, we are talking about someone who guards their time fiercely. You know what I mean? Let me tell you a sentence of him that he told me. A person on the path to growth knows that they can't afford to get distracted by what's happening around them, especially things beyond their control. They avoid letting emotions dictate their actions. Instead, they act with precision and purpose. Sartre described a serious character as someone who doesn't waste any mental energy on things they can't control. What does that mean? There are various examples, but he explained that once you start, when you're in the starting levels of this journey of being serious, it starts from people's opinions. When you're not that strong yet, you should start by this, not caring about people's opinions. People can directly say some things to you that you may not like. In those cases, you do not need to, react very negatively, but just listen and let go. Or when you understand people talk behind your back, or when they tell you, oh, you're too much focused on yourself and you're not having any fun, anything in that sense, we need to let them go and respectfully listen and forget. Do you feel what I mean? And he said, as you get stronger and stronger on this thing, you start to let go of things you hear about the world, like on news, about economy, about politics, about a lot of other noises. this party is behaving like that, that president told that, this part of the world is like this, economy is awful, there's no hope, all of these things. Based on SAR, we don't give 1 0 care about these things. But instead, this kind of a person remains totally focused on their goals and is always aware of how far they still have to go and reach, and how much behind they are from their purpose, and doesn't let anything or anyone take their eyes off the prize. You feel what I mean? Sar also mentioned the importance of being silent, both inside and outside. Silence in thoughts and in actions, as one of the most important details of a serious character. What does that mean? Let me start by silence in actions. It actually means being deliberate and avoiding unnecessary movements or actions in your life. It can start from very small details like your body movements, your words that you say when you talk with others, up to how you spend your time and energy and the activities that you're doing. Explain that when you talk, some silence should be felt uh, from your face, from your words that you say, that it kind of implies that in your mind you're calm. And for example, your posture, your body posture should be very confident and open. And you need to actually taste each word that you're talking about and say to people. It is very important. And it can be extended to other things. And silence in thoughts. What does that mean? Let me tell you a sentence of Sar. We are talking about someone who keeps their goals private, works silently, and avoid the need to seek validation from outside, or share their plans with others. It's about, as far as I understood, it's about walking the path quietly, without the need to announce and share every, single step to others, to the world. He told me that, yeah, when you talk to people, you don't need to share too much of what you're doing, why you're doing it. And yeah, no. He also told me don't be stone cold and make awkward moments in your interactions. Like, okay, tell about yourself, but just as necessary. Do you feel what I mean? So, as a in the end, he told me that a successful person doesn't let unnecessary thoughts enter their mind in any shape or form, especially about what other people think of them. Another significant trait that Sar talked about is avoiding judgment. He said someone on a path of growth, on the journey of self improvement, avoids judging anyone in any shape or form. That can be directly to people's face or in very subtle ways when we are lonely with ourselves. Do you feel what I mean? For example, instead of judging others on being unproductive or unmotivated, we need to remind ourselves that okay, everyone is on their unique journey, and people may have challenges and struggles that we may not feel or understand or see at all. And others may be satisfied as they are, they may be satisfied from their lives as it is. So we are not allowed to interfere at all. He explained that, after starting a self-improvement journey and stepping uh, in this path, we might seem other people, purposeless and just wasting their time sometimes, as we are just trying and trying every day to just become 1% better and blah blah. That can make us, look down on people in some very subtle ways. You feel what I mean? So he said, we are not allowed to judge and spend any of our valuable energy on why people are different, why they make different choices that we might not agree with. Do you feel what I mean? Or why they are the way they are. He said that just leave them and let them be. And, another very important topic that he talked about is about how we look at people, literally. Like, you know, when we look at people, our eyes are not allowed to have a judgmental kind of a look or gaze. That's so important. When we look at people or things, he explained that our eyes need to be very calm, without any judgment, and totally indifferent. You feel what I mean? What I understood from this lesson after he explained that is that, respecting everyone's journey is, we need to respect everyone's journey and only focus on what truly matters for us. And that is key. That is essential to, to build this serious character. Sar said that in the coming weeks, we will dive deeper into these characteristics in more details. But for now, I'll need to integrate these minor, details and lessons into my life. Actually, this coming week, I'm going to think them over when I'm alone with myself to see what are the subtle things that I need to change in my behavior so that I can add those, characteristics in my personality. After this conversation, I can say I'm learning to, I'm getting to know what being serious in the right manner, in a positive manner means. And I'm being more serious about my goals, being gentle and kind yet detached, and keeping my focus razor sharp. So that's what I've been working on this week, developing the character I need to walk this path with to hopefully find the best version of myself. I know it's not gonna be easy at all, but I can understand the value of SAR's sentences. They totally resonate with that, with how I describe those successful people in the beginning of this video. You know, the energy that they carry themselves with, the, you know, that personality, that strong, powerful, and resilient personality, I can feel that can be made by these small details and characteristics, by adding them into our own personality. So that keeps me very excited, and that's why I want to keep pushing forward. As always, I will keep you updated on our coming conversations with my life coach. And thank you for watching. Take care. Forward.